Commander Jake Morrison sat in his chair on the space station New Horizon. He was drinking his morning coffee when the alarm started ringing. The sound was loud and scary. Jake had never heard this alarm before in his 5 years working in space. "Sir, we have something big coming toward us," said Lieutenant Amy Foster. Her voice was shaking. She was looking at her screen with wide eyes. "It's huge, bigger than anything we have ever seen." Jake put down his coffee cup and walked over to Amy's screen. What he saw made his heart beat fast. There were ships in space, but these were not human ships. They were alien ships, and there were thousands of them. The ships were beautiful but frightening. They looked like giant metal fish swimming through the dark space. Each ship was at least 10 times bigger than Earth's largest spaceship. The biggest one was so large that Jake could not believe his eyes. "Get me President Rodriguez right now," Jake said. His hands were shaking as he reached for the communication device. "And wake up Dr. Lisa Bennett. We need her to look at this." On the largest alien ship, Supreme Admiral Kextera stood looking at a picture of Earth. She was tall and thin, with blue skin and 4 arms. Her people had been traveling through space for thousands of years. They had taken over many planets. Earth would be just another easy win. "How many ships do these humans have?" she asked her assistant. "Not many, Supreme Admiral. Maybe a few hundred small ships. Their weapons are very weak." "This will be easy," the assistant said. "Kex. Single quotes. Tar smiled. She had done this many times before. Find a planet with smart life. Tell them to give up or die. Most planets chose to give up. The few that fought back were destroyed quickly. Back on the space station, Jake was talking to President Elena Rodriguez. She was sitting in her office in Washington. Her face on the screen looked worried. "How long do we have?" President Rodriguez asked. "They are moving slowly toward us." "I think they want to scare us first," Jake said. "Dr. Bennett is on her way to look at their ships." Dr. Lisa Bennett was Earth's best scientist when it came to aliens. She had spent her whole life wondering if aliens were real. Now she was about to find out. She ran through the hallways of the space station to reach Jake. "Show me everything," Lisa said when she got to the control room. The alien ships were getting closer. Jake's team could see them better now. The ships had strange blue lights and moved without making any sound. They looked like they were made of metal that Earth had never seen before. Suddenly, all the screens in the control room turned on by themselves. A face appeared. It was Kextera. She looked at the humans with cold eyes. "People of Earth," she said. Her voice was deep and scary. "I am Supreme Admiral Kextera of the Zephyrian Galactic Empire. We rule this part of space. You will join our empire or you will die." Jake felt his mouth go dry. Lisa grabbed his arm. "On Earth, President." Rodriguez was watching the same message in her office. "You have 3 days to decide," Kextera continued. "Give up and become our servants. You will live, but you will never be free. Fight us, and we will destroy your planet. We have done this to 1,000 worlds before you. Do not be foolish." The screen went black. The control room was very quiet. Nobody knew what to say. "Get me General Roy Campbell and Admiral Kate Sullivan," President Rodriguez said through the communication device. "We need to meet right now." On Earth, people were starting to panic. The alien message had been sent to every television and computer on the planet. In the streets, people were crying and running. Some were praying. Others were buying food and water in a secret underground base. Admiral Kate Sullivan was looking at pictures of the alien ships. She was a tough woman who had been in the military for 20 years. She had fought in many wars, but never against aliens. "We cannot win," said General Roy Campbell. He was an old man with gray hair. "Look at their ships. We have nothing that can hurt them. We have to try," Kate said. "We cannot just give up." Dr. Bennett was studying the alien ships from the space station. She noticed something strange. The aliens were using very old types of energy. Their ships were powerful, but they were built using ideas that were thousands of years old. "Jake," she said, "I think these aliens have not changed their technology for a long time. They have been winning for so long that they stopped trying to make better weapons." "What does that mean for us?" Jake asked. "Maybe we have something they do not expect," Lisa said. She was thinking about Earth's newest weapons. Human scientists had been working on something called dimensional fold technology. It was very new and very secret. Meanwhile, Captain Ryan O'Brien was floating in his spaceship Phoenix in the asteroid belt. His ship was hidden and using no power. The aliens could not see him. Ryan and his team were waiting for orders. The Phoenix was special. It had the first dimensional fold cannon ever built. The weapon could bend space and time. It could hit targets that were far away by folding space. No alien had ever seen anything like it. Back on Earth, President Rodriguez was meeting with her advisors. The room was full of worried faces. "We need more time," said Dr. Martin Cole, the science advisor. "Our new weapons are not ready." "We do not have more time," President Rodriguez said. "We have 3 days to save our planet." Major Sam Peterson was at a secret base in Nevada. He was looking at a list of hidden weapons around the world. For the past 5 years, Earth had been preparing for war in space. Nobody knew if aliens were real, but they wanted to be ready just in case. "How many fold weapons do we have?" Sam asked his assistant. 50 cannons ready to fire. Another 100 will be ready in 2 days, the assistant said. Sam smiled for the first time since the aliens arrived. Maybe Earth had a chance after all. As the first day ended, the alien fleet moved closer to Earth. Kexthera was sure that the humans would give up. They always did. She had never lost a battle. She had never even had a hard fight. But she did not know about the hidden human weapons. She did not know about the dimensional fold technology. And she did not know that humans never give up without a fight. The greatest mistake in the history of the Galactic Empire was about to begin. Supreme Admiral Kexthera stood on the bridge of her massive ship. She was looking at reports about Earth's military. Her officers were laughing as they read the information. "Look at this," said Chief Analyst Vordak. He was a tall alien with green skin and 6 eyes. "The humans have less than 500 ships. Our smallest battle group has more ships than their entire fleet." "What about their weapons?" Kexthera asked. "Very weak," Vordak said with a smile. "They use simple energy beams and metal bullets. Their strongest weapon could not even scratch our shields." Kexthera felt bored. This was going to be too easy. She had hoped Earth might give her a small challenge. Instead, it would be over in a few minutes. "They have some space stations around their planet," another officer said, "but they are small and poorly defended. We could destroy them all with one shot from our main cannon." What the aliens did not know was that their scanners could not see Earth's newest technology. The dimensional fold weapons gave off no energy that alien sensors could detect. To the Empire, Earth looked helpless. Captain Ryan O'Brien was floating in his ship Phoenix in the dark space between Mars and Jupiter. His crew of 12 people had been waiting in silence for 2 days. They could see the alien fleet in the distance, but the aliens could not see them. "Captain," said his pilot, Lieutenant Jenny Murphy, "the alien ships are moving into position around Earth. Should we move closer?" "Not yet," Ryan said. "We wait for the signal. Dr. Bennett needs more time to study their weaknesses." The Phoenix was painted black and made no sound as it moved through space. It looked like a small rock floating in the asteroid belt. But inside, it carried the most powerful weapon humans had ever built. The dimensional fold cannon could create a hole in space itself. When fired, it would make the target simply disappear. The aliens had never seen anything like it because they had stopped inventing new weapons long ago. On Earth, Dr. Lisa Bennett was working day and night in her laboratory. She had not slept in 2 days. She was studying every piece of information about the alien ships that her computers could gather. "I found something important," she told President Rodriguez over the video call. "The alien ships all use the same type of shield. They have been using this design for over 1,000 years. Is that good or bad for us?" the president asked. "It is very good," Lisa said with excitement. "Their shields are designed to stop the weapons they know about. But they have never seen our dimensional technology. I think our weapons will go right through their shields, like they are not even there." President Rodriguez felt hope for the first time since the aliens arrived. "Are you sure about this?" "I am sure," Lisa said. "But we need to test it first. If I am wrong, we will lose everything." Meanwhile, Admiral Kate Sullivan was preparing Earth's regular fleet for battle. She knew her ships were much weaker than the alien ships, but she also knew that her job was to make the aliens think they were winning until the secret weapons were ready. "We will attack their outer ships first," she told her captains. "We will make them think we are desperate and stupid. While they are laughing at us, Captain O'Brien will hit them with something they have never seen before." General Roy Campbell was still worried. He was in the underground command center with Major Sam Peterson. They were looking at maps showing where all the secret weapons were hidden. "Even if Dr. Bennett is right about their shields," Campbell said, "they still have thousands of ships. We only have a few dozen-fold weapons. We do not need to destroy all their ships," Sam said. "We just need to scare them. If we can destroy their biggest ships, maybe the rest will run away." What Sam did not know was that the Galactic Empire had never run away from any battle. They had been winning for so long that the idea of losing was impossible for them to imagine. On the alien flagship Kexthera received a message from Earth. President Rodriguez appeared on her screen. "We reject your demands," the president said. "Earth will never surrender to anyone. If you want our planet, you will have to take it." Kexthera was surprised. Most planets gave up without a fight. The few that chose to fight usually asked for more time or tried to make a deal. But these humans seemed ready to die fighting. "Foolish creatures," she said to her officers. "They do not understand what they are facing. Show them our power. Destroy one of their moons." "Which moon, Supreme Admiral?" asked the weapons officer. "It does not matter. Pick the smaller one. Let them see what our main cannon can do." The alien fleet aimed their biggest weapon at one of Earth's 2 moons. The weapon charged up with a deep humming sound that could be felt through space. Then it fired. The beam of energy was so bright that it lit up the dark side of Earth. When the light faded, the small moon was gone. Nothing was left but tiny pieces of rock floating in space. On Earth, people watched in horror as their moon disappeared. Many began to cry. Others became angry. But most felt fear like they had never felt before. "Now do you understand?" Kexthera sent another message to Earth. "Surrender now, or your planet will be next." But instead of surrender, something unexpected happened. All over Earth, people began to get ready for war. They were scared, but they were also angry. The aliens had just destroyed something that humans had looked at every night for thousands of years. Dr. Bennett felt tears in her eyes as she watched the pieces of the moon floating in space. But her sadness quickly turned to anger. She worked even harder to find the aliens' weaknesses. "They made a mistake," she told Jake Morrison on the space station. "They showed us how their main weapon works. Now I know how to beat it." "How?" Jake asked. "Their weapon works by sending energy in a straight line," Lisa said. "But our dimensional weapons do not travel through space. They create holes in space itself. We can hit their ships from the inside." Captain O'Brien received the order to move closer to Earth. The Phoenix and 5 other ships with dimensional weapons began to fly toward the alien fleet. They moved very slowly and carefully so the aliens would not notice them. "Remember," Ryan told his crew, "we only get one surprise attack. After we fire the first shot, they will know we are here. We have to make it count. The crew of the Phoenix was scared but ready. They knew that the future of Earth depended on them. If their secret weapon did not work, nothing could save their planet. Major Sam Peterson activated the hidden weapon sites around Earth, in the mountains, under the oceans, and even in the middle of big cities. Secret doors opened. Dimensional fold cannons rose up from their hiding places. All weapons are ready, Sam reported to President Rodriguez. We are as ready as we will ever be. The president looked at Earth from her window. She could see the alien ships in the sky, like bright stars. In a few hours, the battle for Earth would begin. Dr. Bennett, she said into her communication device, are you absolutely sure our weapons will work? I am sure, Lisa said. The aliens have made the same mistake that many powerful armies have made throughout history. They became too comfortable with winning. They stopped preparing for new kinds of war. What none of the humans knew was that this would be the first real battle the Galactic Empire had fought in over 300 years. They had become so powerful that most planets gave up without fighting. The Empire had forgotten how to deal with enemies who fought back. The stage was set for the biggest surprise in galactic history. The third day arrived like a dark storm. The alien fleet moved into position around Earth. There were so many ships that they blocked out the sun in some places. People on Earth could see them with their eyes, hanging in the sky, like metal monsters. Supreme Admiral Kexthara stood on her command bridge, feeling proud. Her fleet of 10,000 ships surrounded the small blue planet. No world had ever survived an attack like this. Send the final message, she told her communication officer. Tell the humans they have 1 hour to surrender. The message went to every screen on Earth. President Rodriguez watched it from her emergency bunker deep underground. She looked tired, but her eyes were still strong. People of Earth, Kexthara said on the screen, this is your last chance. Surrender now and become our slaves. Refuse and watch your world burn. You have 1 hour. President Rodriguez turned to her advisors. Is everything ready? Admiral Sullivan's fleet is in position, reported General Campbell. Captain O'Brien is hidden in the asteroid belt with the Phoenix. Major Peterson has all ground weapons ready to fire. And Dr. Bennett, she says the dimensional weapons will work. But we have never tested them in real battle, Campbell said. His voice was worried. Then we will find out together, the president said. She picked up her communication device. Admiral Sullivan, begin Phase 1. High above Earth, Admiral Kate Sullivan sat in her command chair on the ship Defiance. Around her were 300 human ships. They looked very small compared to the alien fleet. All ships, this is Admiral Sullivan, she said into her radio. Remember, we are not trying to win this first battle. We are trying to make them think we are weak and stupid. Attack their outer ships, but do not try too hard to win. The human fleet moved forward. The ships were much smaller than the alien vessels, but they moved fast and worked together well. They fired their energy weapons at the closest alien ships. The alien shields easily stopped the human weapons. The energy beams hit the shields and disappeared like raindrops hitting a window. The aliens laughed as they watched the weak attack. Look at them, said Chief Analyst Fordek. They are attacking with toys. This is embarrassing. Destroy half of their ships, Kexthara ordered. Leave the rest alive so they can watch their planet burn. The alien ships fired back. Their weapons were much more powerful than anything humans had. Human ships exploded in bright flashes of light. In the first 10 minutes, Earth lost 50 ships. Admiral Sullivan watched her ships being destroyed and felt sick, but she knew this was part of the plan. Continue the attack, she ordered. Make them think this is all we have. Hidden in the asteroid belt, Captain Ryan O'Brien watched the battle through his ship's cameras. He could see Earth's ships being destroyed one by one. His hands were tight on the controls of his ship. Captain, said Lieutenant Jenny Murphy. Should we help them? Not yet, Ryan said. We have to wait for the right moment. If we attack too early, we will lose our only advantage. The Phoenix was invisible to alien sensors. The dimensional fold technology that powered its weapons also hid it from detection. The aliens had no idea that 6 ships with the most powerful weapons in human history were floating nearby. Dr. Lisa Bennett was watching the battle from her laboratory on the space station New Horizon. She was studying the alien ships as they fought every few seconds. She made notes on her computer. "Jake," she called to Commander Morrison. "I can see their shield patterns now. The dimensional weapons will definitely work, but Ryan has to hit their command ship first." "Why the command ship?" Jake asked. "Because that is where their communication center is. If we destroy it, the other ships will not be able to talk to each other. A fleet that cannot communicate cannot fight together." The battle in space continued. Earth was losing badly. 200 human ships had been destroyed. Only 100 were left. The aliens had not lost a single ship. "This is pathetic," Kekstara said. "These humans are weaker than I thought. And this quickly." But just as the alien admiral gave the order to finish off Earth's fleet, something impossible happened. Captain O'Brien received a signal from Dr. Bennett. "This is it," he told his crew. "Jenny, take us to attack position. Everyone else, prepare." The dimensional fold cannon. The Phoenix suddenly appeared next to the alien command ship. 1 second there was empty space, and the next second a human ship was there. The aliens stared in shock. Their sensors had not detected anything. "What is that ship?" Vordak asked. "Where did it come from?" Before anyone could answer, the Phoenix fired its dimensional fold cannon. The weapon made no sound and produced no light. But suddenly, a hole appeared in the side of the alien command ship. The hole was perfectly round and went all the way through the ship from one side to the other. Everything inside the hole simply vanished. The ship's shields had not stopped the weapon at all. Alarms started ringing all over the alien flagship. Kekstara felt her ship shake as air rushed out through the hole. Emergency doors closed to keep the ship from breaking apart. "How is this possible?" she screamed. "Our shields are perfect. Nothing can get through them." But the Phoenix was not done. It fired again. Another hole appeared in the alien ship. This time, the hole went through the ship's main power center. Half the lights on the command ship went out. The other hidden human ships appeared around different alien vessels. Each one fired their dimensional weapons. Massive alien ships suddenly had holes in them. Some holes went through their engines. Others went through their weapon systems. In the space of 30 seconds, the humans had badly damaged 6 of the largest ships in the alien fleet. The weapons that had never failed before were useless against Earth's dimensional technology. "Impossible," Vordak shouted. "These are primitive creatures. How do they have weapons we have never seen?" Kekstara was beginning to understand that she had made a terrible mistake. All ships destroy those human vessels immediately. But the human ships with dimensional weapons could appear and disappear at will. They would show up next to an alien ship, fire their weapon, and then vanish before the aliens could shoot back. Dr. Bennett activated the second part of Earth's plan. "Jake, turn on the quantum communication jamming system." All around Earth, hidden devices started working. They sent out special signals that jammed the alien communication systems. Suddenly, the thousands of alien ships could not talk to each other. "Supreme Admiral," an officer called out, "we have lost communication with the fleet." "What do you mean, lost communication?" Kekstara demanded. "The humans are jamming all our signals. The ships cannot receive orders. They cannot coordinate their attacks." This was something that had never happened to the Galactic Empire. For thousands of years, they had always had perfect communication between their ships. Now they were fighting. Blind Admiral Sullivan saw the confusion in the alien fleet and smiled. "All ships, pressed the attack. Hit them while they are confused." The remaining human ships attacked with new energy. They were still weaker than the alien ships, But now the aliens could not work together to fight back effectively. Major Sam Peterson received his signal from President Rodriguez. All ground stations, fire at will. All over Earth, hidden weapons rose from their hiding places. Dimensional fold cannons that had been built in secret for 5 years finally showed themselves. They aimed at the alien ships in orbit and fired. The aliens watched in horror as holes appeared in dozens of their ships. The weapons were firing from the planet's surface, but the aliens could not see where they were coming from. They have weapons on the planet too, an alien officer shouted. How many of these dimensional weapons do they have? Kextra realized that everything she thought she knew about humans was wrong. They were not primitive. They were not weak. They had somehow developed weapons that the mighty Galactic Empire had never imagined. All ships, retreat to safe distance, she ordered, but without communication. Most of her ships could not hear the order. The battle that was supposed to be an easy victory had become a nightmare. For the first time in her life, Kexthora was losing a fight, and she had no idea how to win it back. The alien fleet was in chaos. Ships were crashing into each other because they could not communicate. Explosions lit up the dark space around Earth as more dimensional weapons found their targets. Supreme. Admiral Kexthora tried to understand what was happening. Her flagship was badly damaged. 2 huge holes went through the ship from side to side. Half her crew was dead or injured. Get me a count of our losses, she ordered. Chief Analyst Vordak looked at his broken screen. We have lost over 300 ships, Supreme Admiral. Many more are damaged. And we still cannot talk to most of the fleet. Kexthora could not believe what she was hearing. In 1 hour of fighting, the humans had destroyed more of her ships than the Empire had lost in the last 100 years. How is this possible? She asked. They are supposed to be a weak species. I do not know, Vordak said. His 6 eyes were wide with fear. Their weapons go right through our shields. It is like our defenses do not exist. Captain Ryan O'Brien was having the best day of his life. The Phoenix had destroyed 5 alien ships and had not been hit once. The dimensional fold drive let his ship appear anywhere instantly. Jenny, he called to his pilot, take us to that big ship on the left. The one that looks like a metal fish. Yes, Captain, Lieutenant Murphy said. She was smiling as she worked the controls. This is easier than I thought it would be. The Phoenix appeared next to a massive alien battleship. The ship was 3 miles long and covered with weapons. But none of its weapons could hit a target that could disappear and reappear anywhere. Ryan fired the dimensional cannon. A perfectly round hole appeared in the alien ship's middle section. The hole went all the way through the ship and came out the other side. Through the hole, Ryan could see space and stars. Another one down, said his weapons officer, Lieutenant Bill Parker. That makes 6. On Earth, Major Sam Peterson was coordinating the ground-based attack. Hidden weapons all over the planet were firing at the alien ships in orbit. Each shot created a hole in an alien vessel. Sir, his assistant said, we have destroyed 47 alien ships from the ground stations. The weapons are working perfectly. Sam looked at his computer screen. It showed the positions of all the alien ships. Many of them were moving away from Earth, trying to escape the dimensional weapons. Target the ships that are trying to run away, Sam ordered. Do not let any of them leave. In her underground laboratory, Dr. Lisa Bennett was studying the battle. She had been right about the alien shields. The dimensional weapons went through them like they were made of paper. Jake, she called to Commander Morrison, I have found something else. The aliens have been using the same battle tactics for over 1,000 years. They do not know how to fight against weapons they have never seen before. What does that mean? Jake asked. It means they are confused and scared. They have always won by being stronger. But now they are facing something they do not understand. They do not know what to do. Admiral Kate Sullivan was leading what was left of Earth's regular fleet in a new attack. The aliens were so confused by the dimensional weapons that they were not fighting back very well. "All ships, focus on the damaged alien vessels," she ordered. "Finish off the ones that are already hurt." Her ships moved in fast and hit the alien vessels that had holes in them. The aliens tried to fight back, but their coordination was gone. Ships were firing at random targets instead of working together. Lieutenant Commander Alex Turner was leading a special mission. His small ship had landed inside one of the holes that a dimensional weapon had created in an alien battleship. "We are inside their ship," he reported to Admiral Sullivan. "The dimensional weapon made a tunnel we can fly through. We are going to capture this ship." Alex and his team of 20 soldiers moved through the alien ship. The aliens inside were confused and scared. They had never had enemies appear inside their ship before. "Surrender, and you will not be hurt," Alex told the aliens through a translation device. Most of the aliens were too shocked to fight. They had spent their whole lives believing they were the strongest beings in space. Now humans were walking through their ship and giving them orders. Back on the alien flagship, Kexthara received terrible news. "Supreme Admiral, an officer, said the humans have captured the battleship Thunder of Worlds. Our crew surrendered without fighting." "What?" Kexthara screamed. "How can our warriors surrender to these creatures?" The humans appeared inside the ship like ghosts. "Our crew did not know how to fight enemies who could walk through walls." Kexthara realized that her empire's greatest strength had become its greatest weakness. For thousands of years, they had always been the strongest. They had never learned how to fight when they were losing. Dr. Bennett made another important discovery. The aliens have been conquering planets for so long that they forgot how to adapt to new situations, she told President Rodriguez. Their whole military is based on overwhelming force. They do not know what to do when force does not work. "Are you saying we can actually win this?" the president asked. "I think we already are winning," Lisa said. "Look at their fleet. They are running in all directions. Half their ships are trying to escape. The other half do not know what to do." Captain O'Brien received new orders from Admiral Sullivan. "Ryan, we need you to attack their command ship directly. If we can capture or destroy their admiral, the rest of the fleet might give up." "Understood," Ryan said. "Phoenix, prepare for final attack." The Phoenix appeared directly in front of Kexthara's flagship. Through the holes that had already been made in her ship, Ryan could see the alien bridge where the admiral was standing. "This ends now," Ryan said. He aimed his dimensional cannon at the ship's command center, but instead of firing, he sent a message to Kexthara, admiral of the alien fleet. "Your ships are destroyed. Your fleet is broken. Surrender now, and your people can go home alive." Kexthara looked at the human ship floating in front of her. It was tiny compared to her flagship, but she knew it could destroy her ship with one shot. For the first time in the history of the Galactic Empire, a Supreme Admiral was being asked to surrender. "Never," she said. "The Empire does not surrender to anyone." "Then you will die," Ryan said, "but your death will not save your fleet. We will destroy every ship here if we have to." Kexthara looked around her bridge. Most of her officers were dead or wounded. Her ship was falling apart. Her fleet was scattered and running. Her communication system was jammed. She had spent her whole life believing the Empire was invincible. Now she was learning that even the mighty could fall. "Give me 5 minutes to think," she said to the human captain. "You have 2 minutes," Ryan replied. "Then I start shooting again." The greatest decision in galactic history was about to be made, and for the first time, humans would be the ones making it. Supreme Admiral Kexthara stood on her broken bridge and looked at the destruction around her. Half her officers were dead. Her flagship was full of holes. Her mighty fleet was scattered and running in fear. 2 minutes felt like forever. She had never thought about surrender before. The Galactic Empire had been winning for so long that defeat seemed impossible. But now she was facing the end of everything she believed in. "Supreme Admiral," said Chief Analyst Vordak, "the humans are waiting for your answer." Kexthera looked at the small human ship floating in front of her. The Phoenix was tiny compared to her massive flagship, but size did not matter anymore. The humans had weapons that could destroy anything. "How many ships do we have left?" she asked. "About 6,000 ships are still able to fight," Vordak said, "but they are confused and scared. Many are trying to escape. Others are just floating in space, not knowing what to do. And how many humans are there? Maybe 200 ships total, but their weapons. ... Vordak stopped talking. He could not explain how human weapons worked. Captain Ryan O'Brien waited in the Phoenix. His finger was on the trigger of the dimensional cannon. He could destroy the alien flagship with one shot, but he hoped he would not have to. "Captain," said Lieutenant Jenny Murphy, "I am detecting movement in their fleet. Some ships are moving toward Earth." "Which ships?" Ryan asked. "The biggest ones. They look like they are preparing for a final attack on the planet." Ryan realized that some of the alien ships were going to try to destroy Earth, even if their admiral surrendered. He had to act fast. "Admiral Sullivan," he called on his radio, "some alien ships are moving to attack Earth directly. We need to stop them now." On Earth, Major Sam Peterson saw the alien ships moving on his radar screen. About 50 of the largest alien vessels were heading straight for the planet. "All ground stations," he said into his communication device, "prepare for final defense. Target the big ships coming toward us." Dr. Lisa Bennett was watching everything from the space station. She realized what was happening. "The alien fleet is breaking apart," she told Commander Jake Morrison. "Some want to surrender, but others want to keep fighting." "What should we do?" Jake asked. "We show them why they should all surrender," Lisa said. She had been saving Earth's biggest surprise for this moment. "Jake, tell Major Peterson to activate the lunar weapon." Jake was confused. "What lunar weapon?" "The aliens destroyed our moon." "Not that moon," Lisa said with a smile. "The other one, on Earth." Sam Peterson received the order he had been waiting for. He pressed a button on his control panel and sent a signal to Earth's larger moon. What happened next made everyone in the alien fleet stop fighting and stare. Earth's moon began to open up like a giant flower. The surface split apart in perfect lines, revealing that the entire moon was hollow inside. Hidden within was the largest dimensional weapon ever built. "Impossible," Vordak whispered as he watched the moon transform. They turned their moon into a weapon. The lunar weapon was bigger than most alien ships. It had been built in secret over the past 10 years. Thousands of people had worked on it, but it had been kept hidden from everyone except the highest military leaders. "All alien ships," came a voice from Earth. It was President Rodriguez. "You are looking at our final weapon. It can destroy your entire fleet with one shot. This is your last chance to surrender." Kexthera stared at the weapon inside Earth's moon. It was pointed directly at her fleet. She realized that the humans had been planning for this war for years. They had built secret weapons and hidden them everywhere. "These humans," she said quietly, "they are not primitive at all. They are smarter than we are." The 50 alien ships that were heading toward Earth stopped moving. Their captains could see the massive weapon pointed at them. They knew they could not survive a shot from something that large. Captain O'Brien spoke to Kexthera again. "Admiral, your time is up. Surrender now, or we will destroy your entire fleet." Kexthera looked at her broken bridge one more time. Then she looked at the human ship waiting for her answer. Finally, she spoke. "I surrender," she said. "The Galactic Empire surrenders to Earth." The words felt strange coming out of her mouth. No Supreme Admiral had ever said those words before. Across the alien fleet, ships began to power down their weapons. The word spread quickly through the remaining vessels. Their Supreme Admiral had surrendered to the humans. Admiral Kate Sullivan could hardly believe what she was hearing. "Did she just surrender?" she asked. "Yes," said Captain O'Brien. "The alien admiral has surrendered. The battle is over." On Earth, people who had been hiding in fear began to come outside. They looked up at the sky and saw the alien ships floating quietly. The weapons were silent. The war was over. President Rodriguez spoke to the world. "People of Earth," she said, "we have won. The alien invasion has been defeated. We are safe." Around the world, people began to celebrate. They danced in the streets and cried with joy. The impossible had happened. Earth had defeated the mighty Galactic Empire. Dr. Bennett felt tears of happiness running down her face. "We did it," she said to Jake. "We actually did it." "How?" Jake asked. "How did we beat an empire that had been winning for thousands of years?" "Because they stopped growing," Lisa said. "They became so comfortable with winning that they stopped learning new things. They stopped preparing for new kinds of war. We never stopped trying to get better." In the days that followed, the aliens began to leave Earth's solar system. But they left with a message that would change the galaxy forever. Lieutenant Commander Alex Turner had become friends with some of the alien prisoners on the ship he had captured. One of them, a young alien named Zeppol, asked him a question. "How did you humans become so strong?" Zeppol asked. "We never gave up," Alex said. "Even when things looked impossible, we kept trying to find a way to win." Zeppol thought about this. "The Empire has ruled my people for 300 years. We have been slaves all our lives. But if humans can defeat the Empire, maybe you can be free too," Alex said. When the alien ships returned to their home worlds, they carried more than just news of their defeat. They carried hope. Word spread quickly through the galaxy that the mighty Empire could be beaten. On dozens of worlds, people who had been slaves for generations began to plan rebellions. They had seen that the Empire was not invincible. If humans could win, maybe they could win too. Dr. Bennett established the first human embassy on the former Imperial capital world. She worked with alien scientists who wanted to learn about dimensional technology. Captain O'Brien led the Phoenix on missions to help free other worlds from Imperial control. His ship became famous throughout the galaxy as the vessel that had defeated the Empire's greatest fleet. Major Sam Peterson was put in charge of Earth's new space defense force. Hidden weapons were built around other planets to protect them from any future invasions. President Rodriguez became the first human to address the Galactic Council, the group of free worlds that formed after the Empire's defeat. "Earth stands ready to help any world that wants to be free," she said. "We will share our technology with those who fight against tyranny. The age of the Empire is over. The age of freedom has begun." But the most important change was in how people throughout the galaxy thought about themselves. For thousands of years, they had believed the Empire was too strong to defeat. Now they knew that any enemy could be beaten if you were smart enough and brave enough. The Galactic Empire's greatest defeat had not come from superior numbers or better technology. It had come from a species that refused to give up, that never stopped learning, and that would rather die fighting than live as slaves. Earth had shown the galaxy something it had forgotten, that freedom was worth any price, and that even the smallest world could defeat the mightiest empire if it had the courage to try. The humans had not just won a battle. They had started a revolution that would change the galaxy forever, and it all began when a small blue planet decided to fight back against impossible odds. The age of human influence in the galaxy had begun.